So MAP stands for Medicine's Adaptive Pathways to Patients. And this came out of the recognition that regulators and the entire healthcare system has an obligation not just towards patients who live in a distant future, but equally to those patients who are around now. And they tell us, with no unclear words, that we don't have all the time to wait until drugs become available. We don't have another 10 years or so. Our children are dying. We hear this from a wide group of patients. So the idea is to reconcile the interests of current patients with those of future patients. And that is how this adaptive way of bringing new drugs to market came about.
Anna Calteux, advisor to the Luxembourg Health Minister and coordinator of the Luxembourg presidency focusing on healthcare. Luxembourg had a big focus on the area of personalised medicine. An outcome resulted in council conclusions on personalised medicine. Where are the next steps do you see this going and the way that Europe will take this now?
Yes, well, the conclusions, they have a very pragmatic approach. So the pistes the ideas we are presenting in the conclusions, they are based on existing fora to make the chances bigger to actually move on and make progress. So we would rely on the work ongoing in the field of HTA, health technology assessment, in the field of cancer control. So we have this expert group. We also have an expert group on safe and timely access to medicines for patients, it's STAMP. We lie big hopes in that working group to take personalized medicine forward. Then we have the IMI going on, we have PERMAT going on. As previously mentioned, there are already 20 member states subscribing to this initiative from the European Commission, and I think events like the conference are really vital to fill the conclusions with life after their adoption, because sometimes you have conclusions being adopted by ministers and then they go somewhere else and everyone forgets about them. But we actually don't want this. We want them to live on, and that's why we also made sure that the Dutch presidency would pick up on them.
And looking at smaller member states, EAPM has a smart approach, smaller member states and regions together. Luxembourg is a smaller member state in the European Union. What activities are they doing to develop personalised medicine at the national level?
Well, we have a personalised medicine consortium which unites researchers, clinicians. Patients are not yet part of that, but the health minister will make sure that they are also taken on board. And we are now, in the coming months, triggering a national debate on personalised medicine, where we want to take the discussions between researchers and clinicians further and out there, so to raise awareness at the citizens' level and patients' level.
Stephen Shak, founder of Genomic Health, co-founder of Genomic Health. Europe has made a lot of progress in developing an environment for personalised medicine. We just had a council conclusion on personalised medicine. Last year, Obama launched the Precision Medicine Initiative. So we're both going in the same directions. How can we learn from each other to make the progress even faster?
Yeah, we share the same goal. We are inspired by patients not to think about their disease in terms of one size fits all. What we need to do more of is not only have these fantastic discoveries and new innovations that can change the outcomes for all of us. We need the systematic changes to implement them, to make sure that they're paid for, reimbursed, and available. The whole world is struggling to figure out how to do that, and bringing us together at meetings like this is a critical way that we'll share and help each other get to those solutions as quickly as possible.
Genomic Health is an international organisation improving access to treatment for patients. How could we improve this and have the same approach throughout the world?
The Oncotype DX test that is now available in more than 90 countries has revolutionized the diagnosis and treatment of women with breast cancer, allowing them to avoid chemotherapy, the toxicity, and the cost that comes from unnecessary treatment. The systems worldwide are not yet built to reimburse and deliver these new personalized medicine tools to every physician and patient wherever they live. And so the conversations we have that break down these walls and silos, that allow us to develop new models for reimbursement that work locally, is going to be key to better outcomes for all of us into the future.
Peter Liese, member of the European Parliament for 22 years now, an active MEP in the ENVI Committee, which is the Health Committee of the European Parliament. How has the Parliament supported the revision of legislation to improve access to treatment for patients at a pan-European level, taking account of different issues that happened for lack of access or the areas that have developed in diagnostics and medical devices, and also data protection?
Yeah, for us it's very important to put the patient in the center of the European policy when it comes to health and especially pharmaceuticals and related areas. The health and pharmaceutical legislation has been developing from the common market side, from the industry perspective, but we managed to get it an own policy. We have a health commissioner now, and even though the President of the Commission wanted to change it, pharmaceuticals are under the auspice of the health commissioner, because it is the health and the patient needs what counts. And of course we need industry, we need cooperation, but industry is not the headline, but an instrument to help the patients. And in the past we have done a lot of legislation to improve the access. For example, medicine for children, pediatric regulation, medicine for orphan drugs. We have a big emphasis on medicine, on patient needs in the Horizon 2020, our research program. And now we are discussing further steps. One is, for example, the health technology assessment. We have an approval of the medicine in the European system, in the European Medical Agency, or in the national system based on European rules. But still, when the medicine is approved, many patients don't have the access because there is a cost-benefit analysis. And I think it will continue to be so. Member states will make a decision if they reimburse or not. But it shouldn't be that 28 member states repeat this exercise and the company has to go to 28 different assessments. We could have a more common approach. Member states may even then decide what they finance and what they not finance, but the time should be more limited and we should do it together to really get a more systematic approach on this. And I think this will help patients, will bring costs down for industry, will bring costs down for the member states, and that's for the benefit of all.